Alrighty, happy Taco Tuesday. Oh, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got our bum-kicking Motley Crue shirt on. I was actually just blasting some Motley Crue earlier. It is 10:14 in the a.m. Oh, beautiful day, beautiful morning. I feel a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday, I literally was running on 2 hours of sleep. I ended up sleeping for a solid about 8.5 hours last night. Passed out a little after 10. My Fitbit said that I was in deep sleep for a while, which is, really good. Okay, we're going to be talking about SoFi because I'm a raging SoFi bull. And we got to talk about SoFi probably in every video, just kind of really tapping on it. Obviously, you see on the screen over here in that direction, up in the... I'm staring at a monitor in this direction, but it's appearing to be over here. Oh, boy. Anyways, I bought a ton of AMD this morning. Over $2,000 worth of AMD. We're going to be talking about... my bung profile, aka my public profile challenge, the bung profile. Oh yes, it is a bung hole, but it's a good bung hole. Let me just say that. Beavis and Butthead fans, no, yes, maybe. Am I the only immature 37-year-old here? Hopefully I am. Water, cheers. All right, let's go ahead and do an update. First thing we gotta look on is Bitcoin. So I'm really liking, and so is a lot of other people, how Bitcoin is really holding this $90,000 level. Why is it so important? Well, because you look on the charts, because the charts do matter. When Bitcoin falls off, the entire market pretty much follows. Or rather, I should say, it could very well be the opposite. When the entire market falls off, Bitcoin does follow. Bitcoin is pretty much like going to be trading parallel with the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ is going down to Chinatown, that means Bitcoin is falling. It's just really another indicator to like show stabilization. The VIX has definitely came down. The VIX is pretty much stabilizing in a way. Bitcoin is stabilizing, which is good. We got rate cut decision tomorrow with the Federal Reserve. The major indexes just really look like they have recovered. I mean, it's pretty remarkable how, yeah, we had a very nasty early year, but I mean, this could very well go down in history as a very similar but backwards 2018 style year. 2018, I was not in the market. I was actually doing my undergrad bachelor's degree, and I was taking I believe the entire year. The first half of the year, I believe it was macroeconomics, and the last half of the year, the fall semester was micro. I had the same professor, phenomenal dude. He was actually heavily invested in the stock market. To be honest, I probably should have gone into the stock market a lot sooner, before 2020. But hey, you can't go back in time. You can only go forward. And I studied 2018, and yeah, it was a very bad end of the year. The market just sold off. But we got a very rough early year, and now it seems like this could very well just be over and done with. A lot of people are hoping for that. A lot of people that are hoping for that scenario to play out probably have a lot invested near all-time highs into stocks. The last couple weeks, I've been buying stocks heavily as stuff has really been pushing down. So, little different situation here. But I mean, hey, right now, everything looks to be stable. We got to get through tomorrow. If we go ahead and get dovish news from Powell, bullish news, if Powell comes out and says, hey, we're data dependent, okay, you've been saying that now for years, sure. If you are data dependent, why the hell aren't you cutting rates faster? Because the data is going down. Not to mention half the Federal Reserve is kind of in a standoff. Half believes we should be cutting rates faster. The other half is like a no-show. Kind of really humorous how politics do play into every aspect of everything. So if Powell comes out and says, hey, the data is trending that we're going to be cutting rates again in January, the market's going to price in now a fourth interest rate cut. We got one in September. We got one several at the last meeting. We're getting this one. Now we're going to price in another one. So, I mean, as long as these rates keep coming, rate drops, it could be just continue to be a bullish catalyst and we continue going up. Okay, so for SoFi. SoFi. Oh, I love you, SoFi, so much. We're just really waiting. That's the simplest thing. This stock is just really, has the company produced anything, completes common stock offering. The common stock is basically pretty much out now. The company did another offering. I talked about it in yesterday's video. I talked about it in a couple other videos last couple days. Definitely check them out. If you enjoy this content, as always, smash the like button and subscribe for more, because we're getting close to 50 subs here, and then we'll be on our road to 100. I mean, I enjoy making content, especially about talking about stocks. Plus, I'm not going anywhere. I have a lot of money invested into the market, so I might as well continue making videos. So I'm here for the long run and really to offer my point of view of what I am doing personally. I'm not a financial advisor. Obviously, if I buy stock, if I sell stock, it's what I am doing. If you choose to follow, that is your own risk. And that's also your own decision, by all means. But a lot of people like listening to people with similar points of views. It may, you may offer, or rather, I may offer a point of view that maybe you are missing or lacking. And I may say something that could be inaccurate and you may pick up on. Hopefully it's not inaccurate, because I do my due diligence and research, but it works in both ways. Either way, for those of you that have been watching recently, I really do appreciate you all. Definitely, drop a comment. As always, easiest way to really reach out. SoFi is really just stabilizing. What would I love for SoFi to do? I would love SoFi to get below 25 bucks so I can buy more shares. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little cynical, but I mean, I want to make more money from SoFi. Don't you? Yeah, I do. Do I believe SoFi is going to end up doing that? To be honest, from a technical analysis, it looks like we are really doing a healthy consolidation. We are consolidating in this general area, which is really just healthy. It's needed. It's bullish. We consolidated for a while when we busted out of this falling wedge that we were in for many years, and we went from the $8 range. We broke all the way up to like the close to like $20 range, ended up hitting 18, and then we sold off, and then we basically just really consolidated. We did have Liberation Day as well, which kind of really, it was a buying opportunity of a lifetime. But overall, we consolidated. Consolidated, pushed higher, consolidated here, pushed higher after earnings, fell off, and then just kind of really stagnated. And then after earnings, we had a public offering, and then we had another public offering. So SoFi is just really in this slow consolidation mentality for the time being, and that's what it's going to end up doing. It's healthy. Can we go ahead and bust through all-time highs if we get a bullish catalyst tomorrow? Who really knows? I honestly think we're probably not going to see all-time highs maybe until before or after earnings. And that's just really healthy. So that's really SoFi. And that's my game plan with SoFi. AMD. I want to talk about AMD in this video primarily because I just did pull the trigger on a lot of stock here. So, I'm gonna pull up my my Bung profile here. Public profile challenge on my Weeble account. Where are you, Bung challenge? Ah, there we go. Okay, so I pretty much have deployed a lot of cash now. And yesterday, I believe I was at like over 10% of cash. 1,200 bucks. I mean, it's nothing compared to the amount of cash that I was sitting on a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, I was very much underinvested in the market because I bought the Liberation Day low. The last couple weeks, I've spent probably over $30,000 now on buying stock. Liberation Day low, I spent a little bit over $100K buying stocks. You buy the fear. You buy the fear, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. And if you are a long-term investor in companies, it's just great buying opportunities. But Liberation Day low, I ended up buying over $100K worth of stock. I ended up selling a lot of that stock a little bit too early. I ended up selling around June, July timeframe. Should have held past August, honestly, probably into September. Could have made several thousand more dollars, but hey, profits are profits. I try not to be a greedy human being. That's not really an ideology of mine. We are making money with Lucifer in the stock market. Yes, this is Satanism 101. The stock market can go ahead and destroy you because if you take your hard-earned money and you go blow it up your nose, well, the devil is laughing in your face. You take your hard-earned money and you better your life, you better your family's life, and you better just maybe the people around you and spread awareness and information. You're doing good. So I'm doing a public account challenge here. Over about $30,000. And I would like to take this account in the next 12 to 18 months to 100K. Do a 6-figure challenge. Is it possible? Yes. But here's the caveat, and this is something that I was thinking about last night. So, I am a SoFi bull on my private account. SoFi is my largest position. Ironically, on a cost basis level, AMD is my largest position on this account. On my private profile, it's the opposite. AMD is my second largest position, and SoFi is my largest position. On here, SoFi is my largest position by gains, but not by cost basis. So cost basis on SoFi on this account is nearly half of my AMD. So 10,300, call it even, minus $5,200 gives me a cost basis of 5,100 bucks. AMD, the party has not even started yet. This is where a lot of people are like misunderstanding of AMD. If everything is going to align for AMD, which it very well could happen, and I understand that OpenAI's deal later this year, the AMD growth switch, which is going to end up happening in the second half of this year. The second half of this year, AMD's growth rates are supposed to exceed NVIDIA's growth rates. AMD right now has a damn market cap of... Where the hell are you, market cap? Hold on. 1 minute here. I gotta pull up some stuff. Why are you doing this to me? I honestly could just pull up. I honestly don't even know why I just didn't pull up my Weeble account. Probably because I have too much, like, stuff going. AMD's market cap right here. 362 bill. That's nothing. For a chip company in this day and age, that's absolutely nothing. Lisa Su has stated on a conservative basis, which she is known to underguide, that they're going to be doing 35% revenue growth rates in the next couple years. What if hypothetically they push it to 40 or maybe even higher and they come in with some insane growth rate like Palantir just had is 68%? Like, people are not thinking about this. Not to mention, people got to remember that AMD and Nvidia, when Wall Street started buying Nvidia took off running. Wall Street has not even begun to really look at this company. We do not need AMD to surpass Nvidia. This is where people are getting it wrong. We just need AMD to do what they're going to do. And can this market cap go to 1 trillion? Yeah. Can this market cap go to 1.2, 1.5 trillion? Yeah. It's possible over the course of 3 to 5 years. Yeah. So the whole point that I'm saying is that I'm looking at this account growing to 6 figures. And the way that I'm really looking at it, and I'm really putting a lot of time and effort into areas that can really produce me a 2 to maybe 3x return, and I'm seeing that with Nvidia on this account. My SoFi average on my my main profile is $7.41. SoFi is a much my position on SoFi is much greater in my other account than here. So okay, do I believe that SoFi in the course of 12 to 18 months can go to a 2x on here, or rather a 1x? Go from $27 to $54. The answer, in my opinion, is yes. 12 to 18 months, SoFi could be 54 as long as Anthony Noto continues to execute and they continue to do phenomenal things. Interest rates come down. The stock can run. So that $10,000 you see is going to be $20,000. But if AMD takes off and they go ahead and potentially 3, maybe 4x in the course of 3-5 years, this position can be greater than my SoFi position. And if the second half of the year, if Wall Street catches wind of all this and the OpenAI, for anyone that doesn't know what's happening, OpenAI is getting a large sum of money from NVIDIA. This is pretty funny. NVIDIA is giving OpenAI a large sum of money. OpenAI is taking that large sum of money from NVIDIA and is buying AMD chips. That is a slap in the face from NVIDIA, but it is what it is. Why is OpenAI doing this? Because NVIDIA has just a dominating chip area, and NVIDIA can do it for a relatively cheap. I believe they're getting a premium also by the amount of chips OpenAI is. Don't quote me on that. But the overall premise is that OpenAI is getting a lot of money, and they're going to be buying AMD chips. So, therefore, if Wall Street catches wind and this AMD position doubles, maybe even triples at the end of this year, we could be seeing anywhere between $16,000 to $24,000 of a position size in this account for AMD. What do I plan on doing here with the remainder of the cash that I have in this account? I'm personally waiting to really see what happens on Adobe's earnings, because if Adobe stock goes down, I'm probably going to buy more shares. If not, I'm just going to really hold. Honest is a risk play on this account. I may increase my Honest position a little bit as well too. If AMD falls below $200, I may be very well adding shares to this account. Overall, this account challenge is going to start at the beginning of the new year, so a couple more weeks here. But here's the catch too. Why am I saying it's going to be 12 to 18 months to 100K for this challenge? Hypothetically, if we have a nasty 2026 early, hypothetically, if this stock market sells off early 2026 like it did early 2022, and we need to get bailed out by the Federal Reserve, they have a lot of room to cut rates very, very quickly. President Trump can go ahead and start choking Jerome Powell and be like, hey, you're obsolete. I'm going to be replacing you in a couple months. You want your legacy to go down the pooper. If the stock market starts to crash with midterms coming up, whoever gets in the Federal Reserve is going to... So the market's going to price that in. So if we get bad economical data that sends the market into a spiral, the market's going to price in the rest of 2026, which is going to be bullish. It's going to be a V-shaped recovery. If we get a nasty early 26, I'll go ahead and probably deploy more money into this account. Maybe another 10 or 20 grand. So call it simple. I may push this account to 50,000. So can this account go from 50,000 to 100,000 in 12 months? Easily. Oh, absolutely. Easily. With these types of companies, especially if they dip again to like 25, 30, 40% of a dip down, I'm already up by Robin Hood. I honestly wish I was more aggressive buying. 25%. What else? Palantir, solid almost 15% here. Meta, close to 10%, great recovery. Even Honest, being a risk play, up over 5% here. Even Adobe, new position. First time Adobe shareholder. To be honest, I wish I kind of wish a little more aggressive. So the whole point is that if we have a nasty early 2026, I'm going to push this account to probably close to 50 grand of cash, and we'll do a 12-month challenge. If we do not have a nasty 2026 and we just are bullish, and I mean, hey, maybe this is it. Maybe this begins the supposed golden age. How awesome would that be, huh? The higher we go without corrections, it gives me the hibbity-jibbities. We do need something. But then again, we just experienced a pullback. So maybe that was it. Maybe that was just a buy the dip opportunity. To be honest, it's kind of really looking like that. It really is. If we do not have a buy the dip opportunity, we'll go ahead and do see if we can get to 100 figures in 18 months. Did I just say 100 figures? 6 figures. Grow this account in the course of 18 months. Definitely pushing. But like I said, if I do not add in money to this account, obviously taking 30 grand to 100K in the course of 12 months, very, very challenging, especially when you're doing long-term investing. Also, very swing trading, holding positions in 6 months. Like I said, if Honest Company does go up very quickly, I'm just going to take my profits, move on. If Adobe skyrockets after earnings, I'll probably shed some profits, move on. I am personally looking at other positions right now. I do really like how I have a solid, 7? Is it lucky 7? Yeah, for some reason it looked like 8. I'm a little blind. I got my lucky 7. Every time that I've had like 7 decent stocks, I've always done great. In terms of investing, in terms of trading, I really, really like how this is very structured. Now, if you are looking at this account saying it's a completely risk-on asset, sure, you can say that. I disagree, and I'll debate you on that. I only believe that there's really only one risk-on play in this profile, and that's Honest. I could be dead wrong. I could be dead right. I guess time will tell. But that's really my game plan for the videos moving forward here. So if you do choose to subscribe, this is your... Oh, and by the way, a friend of mine did ask me, what do I plan on doing if I do achieve the challenge? Well, hypothetically, if I do achieve the 6-figure challenge, let's go ahead and say we have a nasty year in early 26. I deploy more money, and at the end of 2026, I am beyond 100K. If I go ahead and get above $110,000, I'm going to go ahead and take profits and pull out money and do something nice for myself, because that's how you enjoy your money. A lot of people talk about you got to invest money, you got to work hard, all for it, but you also got to enjoy your money. You have to enjoy the hard work that you put into your life, especially when it comes to taking profits. Yes, investing for the future, building dreams, building visions, but you also got to live life as well, and you got to appreciate and do stuff good for yourself to stay motivated. So whenever I go ahead and reach that amount, I'm definitely going to pull out some money and pretty much enjoy it on myself. And then that's how you enjoy profits. So whenever I do hit that six figure mark, whether it's in 12 or 18 months, once it goes ahead and push even higher, then I'll pretty much pull money out, enjoy it, and then we'll go ahead and push the challenge even higher. Push the challenge even more to maybe 200K. Because, I mean, hey, like I said, I'm 37 years old. The stock market ain't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Got to knock on some wood. Hopefully you all aren't also. And that's really my game plan. Simplest terms is that right now, the market is just really waiting. Waiting. But when it comes to AMD, I'm betting on the future. And I'm looking at so many different aspects of this company. And the best place that I can really go ahead and put spare capital right now in a very safe manner is primarily AMD. That is not even really, it's not even really taken off yet. Wall Street is not really turning to this company so much like they did to Nvidia. Nvidia's growth rates are very good. It's going to be very questionable for 2026. That's really the talk in the street. Am I in a Nvidia bull? I really am a Nvidia bull. I mean, I don't mean to, and by the way, I've been in and out of Nvidia a lot of times now in the last couple of years, made money each and every single time that I've gotten into this stock. But I feel the bigger and more valuable money to be made is going to be AMD, because AMD can go ahead and produce a bigger return in the next 3-5 years than Nvidia will. Can Nvidia double in the next 3-5 years? Anything is possible. Sure. But if you buy into Nvidia right now, doubling your money in the 3-5 years, you could very well maybe triple, quadruple, maybe 5x in AMD. Gotta consider that. Once again, do your due diligence. Tomorrow, I might be making a later video after the Federal Reserve cuts rates. Got to keep our fingers crossed here, because they do got to give us a rate cut. Otherwise, as always, if you enjoyed this video, you found it, helpful, definitely thumbs it up. Otherwise, we are just in a waiting game. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow on the next one. Later.